It's the Daily Comedy News with your host, Mark Pires. Join us for breaking headlines and all kinds of comedy shenanigans. Brought to you by The Beat Seat.
Good morning, my friends, good morning. Welcome to the longest running daily variety show on planet Earth, the MarkinsPires show. We're here, we're at it again. It's Monday morning, the news. What's going on out there? Iran president dead? This is stark. I'm remembering this thing, what was it, 6 months ago? The guy, Putin, had his top lieutenant murdered in a plane. And now Iran. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing because this is Iran we're talking about. But can we discuss whether or not there's some sort of foul play that went on here? I have to say something weird happened there. Let's see if we can look at the story. We're going to talk about it, and we'll roll through the news, anything else that comes up. This is the Scroll the News show. The news is over my shoulder. All you have to do is tune in on YouTube, X, or Rumble. Turn on all notifications. We're here every day since December 31st, 2018. Welcome, welcome. Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, hardline ally of Supreme Leader, killed in helicopter crash. Wait a second. Who's the Supreme Leader? If the Iranian president isn't the guy, like, who's above him? A Supreme Leader? Hold on a second. Now, I thought he was the main guy. They said president. See if we can get the info on this.
Helicopter crash on Sunday. The charred wreckage of the aircraft was found early on Monday after an overnight search. Raisi's death was confirmed by Iran's vice president on X and on state television. President Raisi, the foreign minister, and all the passengers in the helicopter were killed in the crash. Rescue teams fought blizzards and difficult terrain through the night to reach the crash site in East Azerbaijan province in the early hours of Monday. Raisi had been at the Azerbaijani border to inaugurate a joint dam project. There has been no official word yet on the cause of the crash. State TV halted regular programming on Sunday to show prayers for Raisi being held across the country.
I want to see the thermal
was elected president
video. You know, they have like a thermal video of the whole planet, so you can see things that are going on. And I want to see that helicopter in flight, and I want to see if there's any other signatures, heat signatures, that approach that helicopter before what we see here. Now, I'm assuming this isn't a good guy.
21.
I mean, I don't watch the news, but look at him, you know? You can tell when you look at the eyes. Raisi's eyes, you know. Murder. They called him the butcher of something. The butcher of, like, Iran or some they called him something. Okay, bottom line, let's read the story and see if we can find out a little more. Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, hardliner seen as a potential successor to the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Oh, so wait a second. He's the president but not the Supreme Leader? Someone explained to me the way Iran works, you know? It doesn't even make sense. The charred wreckage of the helicopter was crashed on Sunday carrying Raisi, the foreign minister Hossein Ahmadinejad. Nailed that one, I think. And 6 other passengers, and a crew was found early on Monday after an overnight search in blizzard conditions. They got a blizzard going on in Iran right now? This world is crazy, you know? It's like 70 degrees in Connecticut today. Anyway, dead Iranian president. Anybody have any more to add on that? Let me know. Let's see what else is leading the news today. Of course, we know about the former president, Donald J. Trump, up winning big league. I'm going to go on trial for the rest of my life. What, Melania? No, Melania, don't go near the gold toilet. Guys, that's what got me in trouble, doing a Trump impression, a silly Trump impression. Anyway, the PGA Championship. Did you hear about Xander Schauffele? He won his first career major. You guys heard about the arrest outside Scotty Scheffler. You know, he drove through the barricade. I did a story. You may have seen it. Anyway, what else is happening in the news? I don't like the new Yahoo look. This is weird. Like, we want to look like MSN. You know? I can't even find stories anymore. CNN commentator Alice Stewart dead at 58. What the hell happened there? Bugaboo likely, you know. Let's see. I don't recognize her, but I don't watch CNN. CNN mourning the loss of beloved colleague. Alice Stewart, a political commentator for the network, political advisor for multiple GOP campaigns, has died. She was 58. According to the network, officials confirmed Stewart's body was found outdoors in the Bellevue neighborhood of Northern Virginia early in the morning of May 18th. No foul play is suspected, except for the bugaboo. Dr. Weasel Frauchi, wear your bugaboo, what your masks? You gotta wear 5,467 masks. Get another one. This one's gonna work. Alice was a dear friend and colleague to all of us at CNN, said Mark Thompson. The email was to the staff. Political veteran and Emmy award-winning journalist brought an incomparable spark to CNN's coverage. Maybe some truth? Highly doubtful. Known across our bureaus, not only for her political savvy, but her unwavering kindness. Our hearts are heavy as we mourn such an extraordinary loss. Before joining CNN, Stewart began her career as a local reporter and producer in Georgia before moving to Little Rock, Arkansas to be a news anchor. She also worked in the communications department of a number of political campaigns, including former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee's presidential run, Minnesota Republican Michelle Bachmann, and Rick Santorum. And most recently, Ted Cruz from Texas. So she was on the GOP side as we were reading here. And it's, so they didn't want her at Fox, no commentating over on Fox, I guess. CNN actually brought in somebody from the other side. I've never seen that, but I don't watch. Okay. Scotty Scheffler, let's just quickly read this because he got arrested. Poor guy. Scheffler, number one player in the world. Number one. Not just some random scrub pro golfer. The number one golfer in the world. Arrested. What are you doing, sir? Throw you up against the car, you're going to jail. You can't come here without listening to me, tyrant cop. Not all cops are tyrants. Just that guy was a tyrant. Scheffler, he shot a 65, closed out the turbulent PGA Championship. Can't wait to get home to his family. I like this guy. He's no flash, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have him with the stupid watches on and like the belt that says AK, Anthony Kim, remember when he did that? No, this guy's just like a real deal, down to earth, probably freaking, chewing on some tobacco, smoking a cigar when he's back at home and drinking some whiskey. My kind of guy, just hanging back. Got an acoustic guitar, 4 strings. That's just a broken string every once in a while. And he's just strumming along after he shot a 65. Arrested though. Anyway, so that's what happened. Trump hilariously claims he didn't freeze in viral gaffe pushback. I didn't freeze. Are you kidding me? I've been working every day. I'm here winning big league. They saw him freeze. Guys, it's there. The news told you it. So it's true. The Florida mom's lottery win, it turned to an absolute nightmare after the state snatched her winnings. Who freaking snatches the winnings of a lotto winner? Florida, apparently. Samuel Alito dumped Bud Light stock at quite a suspicious time, like the day before that whole scandal with putting someone who thinks that there's something on the can. Like, I woke up today and I'm whatever the freaking hell I want to be. Here you go, I'll give you a Budweiser can. But you have to really believe it. You can't just be like, today I feel this way, tomorrow I feel like that, the day after I'm a zebra. Young Sheldon's final episode. Who the freaking hell cares, right? I mean, we scroll the news here, guys. Head over to YouTube if you want to see it. All notifications will not come to you, but just click the bell anyway. We're here twice a day. Anyway, here we go. I'm an American mom living in France. I've never seen a screen out during mealtime. French kids are always well dressed. Let's read this because we are freaking messed up here in America. I go sit down to eat dinner. Everybody's got a freaking device. These kids are sitting there with their faces in the phone because mom and dad want to have a conversation. You know what? Get back to the time where the kids are annoying. You got to smack a kid at a restaurant. Like, shut up, Tommy. You give him the old backhand. Pick a freaking meal off the menu. We're eating and going, Tommy. We don't have time to look at JoJo Siwa or whatever the freaking hell you want to watch on YouTube. Guys. So maybe we should all move to France and get a lesson. Living in Bordeaux, France, despite trying to assimilate, I can't hide the fact that I'm American. It's the most obvious when I'm around French parents. As an American living in Bordeaux, my family, I'm working hard, assimilate, etc. Not to stand out like a foreigner, She's got the stupid accent, too. She's not just like, hi, I'm from America. She's like, hi, I came down here from Arkansas. What are we doing here in France? This is cool. You guys got a baguette? She wants to get a baguette, you know, and then she's working through the language barrier. She doesn't want to stand out with the southern accent, you know, country girl. She's learning French, adopting the French diet of baguettes and butter. I freaking said baguettes, Joanne. Are you kidding me? Joanne, stop wheezing back there. Unbelievable with Joanne's wheeze. The French diet, baguettes, butter, swapping my leggings for floral print dresses and Adidas Sambas. I guess the Sambas are a big shoe, and I call them Adidas, by the way. You guys never saw Run DMC? These are Adidas. And yet, when I'm in mom mode with my 7-year-old Oliver, I just can't hide the fact that I'm American. The stupid accent, remember, you know. Some of the differences between French and American parenting styles are too noticeable to hide. A few adjustments I've had to make since moving here, you know, like my kid doesn't ever have a device again. Smacking the kid all the time, too. They do that in France. As an American, I hover around my kid in the playground. The French playground is one of the best places to observe the differences between French and American parenting styles. For one thing, American parents tend to hover. Tommy, what are you doing? You know, don't touch that. What are you doing? No, eat that. Don't eat that. You know, they're all over them. For one thing, American parents, they're tagging a few feet behind. The kids run around the playground. They're like right behind them, you know. My son is fairly self-sufficient at age 7. I definitely stuck close to him when he was younger, loudly pointing out dangers and reminding him to be careful. Standing ready to catch him if he fell and even intervening if he encountered a poorly behaved kid. This kind of helicopter behavior is fairly common among American parents, but less so in France. French parents are a lot more likely to park themselves on a bench and allow their kids to wander around on their own. I've seen French toddlers set free on their balance bikes at the skate park and allowed to climb jungle gyms with no one within catching distance. What if they fall? And guess what? They survive. Because we did too when we were kids, you know. My parents were standing around while I was climbing and falling off of things. I used to climb trees. They had to call the freaking fire department, take me out of a tree once I was 3 years old. That's not even a joke. I can get my family on to tell you about that one. I used to climb trees like a madman as a baby. I'd climb up there with a diaper. They'd be like, what the fuck is Mark doing up there? So I must have been younger than 3 and wearing diapers still. I was climbing trees. I like to climb. Fire department. Now, how are you going to get down, dummy? Get the bucket. You know, come and get me. I'm up here at the top. Wow, wow, wee, gaga, goo goo. Climbing the tree. You know, my parents, no helicopter, you know, going on. If they were, I would have gotten to branch number 1. They'd be like, get down here, Mark. You know? Instead, I'm at the top. I'm looking out at the world, you know? Little 2-year-old Mark Pires out here climbing up to the top. I'm trying to get to heaven. I think I was realizing that only place is up, you know? Anyway, in fact, I rarely hear crying children at the French playgrounds or witness so much as a skinned knee. French parents still keep tabs on their kids, but give them space to figure things out on their own. French kids are always impeccably dressed. You're never going to see a kid with sweats and the stupid hairdo that we got here in America right now. It's got a freaking D on the head. You got kids walking around with a dong on their head. You guys know it. Now you're going to walk down the street and see them with that dumb haircut. You'll be like, it looks like a freaking dong. They're all walking around with dong heads. You know, you can't do anything about that when you got a dong in your head, you know. Alvy, how are you? Good to see you. I got Hilly Billy here, Helen Gail Townsend, Real Marmar, good to see you, and Barella. Guys, we're kicking it. You know, gotta say, from the beginning of the Cove to like a week ago, I've had a couple colds, and they've all been whatever. I never took one of those tests. I never listened to Dr. Weaselfroggy. I never put anything in my shoulder. And, you know, I've been here every single day, 1,967 days in a row for you guys, trying to give you the truth and entertain you with some music and comedy. And I think there's been a few times where I've been like, man, I got something. I wonder if this is that, you know? And every time I'm like, nah, I just push through. A day or two later, I'm good. So like 4 days ago, my kids have gotten, they're at school and everything. They came home, one of my kids came home with this cough like a month ago. For like 3 weeks, the kid's coughing. Then my daughter, My youngest, sometimes she comes in the middle of the night, you know, and she had this thing. And I hold her. I love holding my kids. Because you don't know when the last time you're going to be able to hold your kids like that is. You know, they're just like too old. This is my point. So, I got this thing like 4 days ago from her. And it's like a weird thing where I don't cough at all, except for like in the morning and at night. But then I realized that like the cough is weird and it's like hard to breathe. I woke up in the middle of the night like 2 nights ago, I couldn't even breathe. I'm sitting there and like every time I breathed in, I felt like my whole chest was being compressed. And I was like, this doesn't feel good. Like this isn't right. It's like 2, 3 in the morning and I'm sitting there like trying to catch my breath, trying to breathe. And I was like, I don't know if this is the cove. I have no idea. But I do know this freaking sucks to cough up like that and have this like gross feeling that you can't get out of your chest. And it's now like day 4. This morning I woke up and it was like, I can't stand it. And I'm thinking to myself, I always soldier through. I always beat these things. My kids have come home with 20 colds in the last 5 years, 50 colds. I got 1 or 2 of them. You know what I mean? I'm here doing this show every day and I just drove through. I didn't let any of the fear mongering get to me. I didn't watch the news. I was the news for 5 years, every single day I've been here. And I'm still not missing a show. I mean, I'm coughing and doing all this weird stuff, but I feel okay. It's just, that was weird. The breathing thing was weird, and that was one of the things I remember being a symptom of that Covey-Bovey thing. But like I said, I don't know how you made out through the last 5 years. I've been dealing with my fair share of suppression and persecution, but I also understand that this is the life. I saw a really great meme yesterday. It wasn't even great, but it said, what happened to the 12 apostles? Like, how did they die? All of them were murdered. They were all murdered. They were stoned to death. Their heads were beheaded and filleted. Saint Valentine had his head chopped off for trying to bring people together. Anybody we look back with reverence at was murdered. In their timeline, while they were alive, they were persecuted, they were murdered, they were cast aside for trying to do the right thing. This world is led by evil, always and will be. And you need to understand, when there's someone out there trying to do something good in a world that's so disgusting, help them, because they're being destroyed by every other force out there. If you have an ability to share, if you have the ability to connect people, do it, because they're killing us. And they kill us by stopping the light in every generation. They put out the light to keep it dark for you. And I can't, this run is coming to an end. I can't go live every day and not ever be able to reach people and make a living at this. I have 3 kids, I have a son at prep school, and I have a wife and a family, and I gotta make money. I don't make any money for this show for 5+ years, so I gotta quit soon. But that's because of the persecution. They've never allowed me to be seen, for people to say, I don't like this guy, and scroll. You can't even find me to scroll. That's the problem with the world we live in today. If they don't like your messaging, they keep you from the world. They don't let the world decide if they like it or not. They stop it from the world seeing it. I'm prime example 1. I'm the most consistent streamer on planet Earth. This is 1,967 days in a row of long-form streaming, and you may have just found me for the first time ever. That should tell you everything you need to know. It's a positivity show with comedy and music, and they don't let you see it. They call me harmful on YouTube. I literally was notified from them that I'm harmful, I'm demonetized, because they believe I'm harmful. By telling the comedy news, no politics. And I mean, these moments are what they're afraid of. They're afraid of when I break away and I tell you what's really going on or how I feel about the world. They don't want a passionate person to speak anything except for their words, except their narrative, their agenda. If you don't fit it, you are kept from the world. This is the reality of Mark Pires, MarkinsPires, and anybody else out there who has a message. My songs could change this world. No one will ever hear them. There's 209 songs on iTunes and Spotify. Every night we write a new one in the moment. There's nothing more authentic than a song being created for you live in the moment based on 3 words that you gave me. I didn't come in here and make a song up of 3 words I came up with. I ask you for 3 words and you say, okay, Angels in the Sky. And then I write a song for you live in the moment called Angels in the Sky. There's nothing more authentic and beautiful than that. It could be the worst song in history, but the fact that I'm willing to try that, to try to create a song for you based on 3 words you gave me, that's an exciting in-the-moment experience that no one else gets to know about, and they should know at least it exists, that every day that happens here. You know, so keep that in mind, just so you know. That's what we do here every day. It's comedy, it's music, it's truth. This is the moment taking place. I don't sugarcoat anything. I've always said the way it was, and that's why I'm here persecuted like every other person in history that's tried to do the right thing. It's funny, you think you're doing the right thing, and like, man, this is good. You could bring people together. You can make the world a better place. And it's like, then all of a sudden you realize, no, they don't want that message out there. They don't want that message out there. They don't want you affecting a positive change, Mark. They want you to hide in a closet, to quit, because they're trying to destroy everything. You can't see that? Religion, politics, money. The three things our parents said, don't ever talk about. That's all they broadcast to you. That's all you see on your For You page or on your stream. Scroll, the next thing of division. Scroll, oh, hate. Scroll, Democrat, Republican. Everything's division, everything's hate, everything's fear-mongering. It's all the things our parents told us not to do, they do every day. It's like, well, if everybody just realized, like, wait a second, what did our parents tell us as kids? Don't do that. So why are the social media platforms feeding us the thing our parents told us to stay away from? Because they know it's how we divide. They know those 4, 3, 4, 5 topics are how we divide. Divide them, guys. Divide them. We can't have them connecting. You kidding me? We can't have them connecting. There's too much at stake here. The ability for people to actually form, to group up, to create a community, that is the thing they fear most, especially if there's a positivity aspect to it, something that breaks you away from their control and their hold over everything. So it's a shame. It's a real sad thing, because I really would love to go live every day for the rest of my life. I mean, I had that intention. But if I can't ever get to people and get to sponsors and anything like that, I got to be a realtor. That's what I am, and that's it. And you know, the show will still exist. It just won't be daily. You know, and that's unfortunately because of the persecution and suppression. I put out a new song the other day. There's 30 views. Got 15,000 subscribers, 15,400 subscribers. You give me 30 views, dickhead YouTube. You know. So, but this is the world I live in. So anyway, like this cough. Terrible. I hate it. Back to the story. The lady rarely sees people with iPads. My kids snack more than any of his friends. They send kids out. When I was a kid, they did that too. They just go out, come back later. Like don't even come back for lunch. I'm eating bugs at the park. All right, anyway. 48 poor souls who found out they were being cheated on in the worst possible way. I think that's actually pretty funny. Let's see if we can get into some funny here. Recently, a Reddit user, Quirky Broccoli, 842, asked, how did you find out your partner was cheating on you? Here are the stories people had to share. Number 1, I met a guy at Applebee's bar and we were talking about work. He told me about a work party he goes to. At the last party, this girl slept with 2 random dudes in a row. Turns out he worked with my then girlfriend. Turns out it was her. She tried to blame it on me. I don't even know how that one worked. I was with her and her best friend, and we stopped at McDonald's because my girlfriend needed to use the bathroom. She banged someone out in the bathroom. While she was in there, her friend told me I started dating her friend, and we were talking. We were together for almost 7 years. It didn't work out in the long run, but we were still on good terms, and we email each other on our birthdays. While she was in there, her friend told me I started dating her friend. So basically, her friend did the right thing instead of being a scumbag and saying, yeah, my friend's pigging it out on you. So she told him, and he said, well, I thank you for letting me know. Do you want to go do a bangaroo in the men's room at McDonald's? The friend was down. They dated for 7 years. That's how the story really played out. Don't tell me there's an Elgato. All right, good. John who? Here we go. Back to it. Back to it. My ex was on the front page of the large newspaper because of some work he did in a nonprofit. I took the paper to work to show a couple of people. I showed one person, another coworker walked up and joined the convo. Her eyes got big and said, I know that guy. I just banged him last night at the concert. She said, no, I saw him at a concert last night holding hands with another girl, not you. He wasn't holding hands with you. I would have recognized if I saw, we worked together, but I didn't see you. I saw him, he was hanging out with somebody else, Ryan Gosling. It's basically Ryan Gosling right there, right? Number 5, I checked my Google map history and noticed an address he visited frequently. I got pictures of him and his woman. My lawyer appointment is set for Tuesday. Scumbag. She told me, this is number 6. She told me, sort of, she needed a break and wanted to go on a trip to Mexico with a friend. Diego. They booked at what claimed to be the only place where there wouldn't be any kids. It was a swingers resort. She went out there to do the old bangaroo. Number 7, I was playing with her daughter in the other room. She called me in the show something, and the messages between her ex and her popped up during it. Scumbag. Number 8, my then wife was showing me a video of our daughter on the phone when she got a Snapchat message from a friend of mine. She shut the down quickly, smartly, and was acting dodgy as all S afterward. After about a half hour later, she opened up her Snapchat, and lo and behold, the first picture I saw was her in a bath in a suggestive pose, legs spread, the caption mentioning she'd be doing yoga and was therefore quite flexible, ready to do the bangaroo in reverse. Look it up. I didn't bother looking/reading further. There wasn't a lot of room for doubt based on that first pic of the vajaj. When you show the vajaj on the first photo, we know it's coming, Number 9, my boyfriend of 7 months moved in with me, and we shared a cat. The night before my 21st birthday, his girlfriend in Chicago called me to tell me she was pregnant and had an STI. He said he worked with his dad up north on weekends. Luckily, no STI for me. What an a-hole. So, how did she not get the STI? You know what I mean? Unless he was banging it out with others up in Chicago. He's like banging it out with the ex-girlfriend. And then he's like, oh, look at that girl, the Prozzy over here in Chicago. The Chicago Prozzies, they know how to do it, literally. And then he went and did a Prozzy. Could be. Things, and this is number 10, guys. 10 on the list, and how did you find out you were being cheated on? Things were already kind of weird. We were semi-long distance, and I bought her roses, and she looked at them like I'd handed her a dead rat, They were expensive roses, too. I got them at Trader Joe's. Later, she went to take a shower, and I found a legal pad where she was writing a letter to a guy. The only sentence I remember was, you have a tongue to die for, and a dong. I listened to her answering message, and this was 1999. He had left her a message that he couldn't see her that night because a pump had blowed up. Literally, blowed up. When she came home, I asked her incredulously, you're cheating on me with a guy that says blowed up? Good one, buddy. You got her with that last little zinger. You're banging out a dude who knows how to fix a freaking catalytic converter? All right. The other dude messaged me. This is number 11. They were coworkers at a pizza shop. No toppings. Fucking hell. I helped her get that job. Pineapple on the top. Who puts pineapple on their pizza? He thought they were dating because she stopped having me walk her there and pick her up, like no longer. She's just, I'm good. I'm just going to take a little jaunt. You stay here with the dog. He found out we were still dating and told me. Number 12, she came up to me and asked, how would you react if I told you I made out with someone else earlier? Hypothetically speaking. There was nothing hypothetical about it. Kicked her to the curb. Number 13, opened up Instagram and got recommended a post from her couple account that she started with her new partner. No fucking way. The post was more than a month old. Oh my goodness. Opened up Instagram and got recommended a post from her couple account. It was her and a boyfriend. They made an account together. Like Tim and Tammy. Tim and Tammy out there. And this poor guy, Stuntman M. Number 14, his dad just passed away, and while I was helping him transfer his dad's phone info over, I saw the messages between him and his dad. His dad knew he was cheating on me, and they laughed about it. What gets me on it is a literal deathbed. His dad told me to take care of his son, and that we were so good for each other. Number 15, both of these incidents burned like napalm when discovered. Number 1, I went into my wife's purse to grab a few dollars for the ice cream truck for the kiddo, Out pops a hotel room key, She was a stay-at-home mom who never traveled. Number 2, I opened up an invoice for a traffic cam speeding ticket. My wife was 30 miles out of town with someone who wasn't me in the passenger seat while the kiddo was at daycare. Pig Bean Baggins. That's the guy, poor guy. He's married to a pig. Number 16, we were together for 3 years. Lived together, adopted a dog together. Met his parents, spent the holidays, with the families. Christmas there, Christmas Eve there, I was even one of the groomsmen at his parents' vow renewal. And we had been living together with some tension, minor disagreements, etc. This is standard stuff, you know. That Friday, I texted him to remind me that our friend and his girlfriend were coming over for dinners after work. What? Friday, I texted him to remind him that our friend and his girlfriend were coming over for drinks after work, which had been his idea. He responded that he totally forgot and had a date, so would be a bit late. Thought with his date with our friends, we were, what the fucking hell? He followed saying we never discussed being exclusive. I mean, how long were they together? 3 years. That's weird. 3 years and he's out there dating other people and he's like, we never talked about being exclusive. That's a little weird. Number 17, on deployment, I was finally able to make a contact home and my son called me Josh. That's not my name. Number 18, he asked me what I thought about open relationships. I told him that I didn't feel good or safe with an open relationship because I want to have unprotected sex with my partner. And I have no influence over what happens when he's out and about. This is also something we talked about before we started dating, and my answer back then was the same. He listened to what I had to say and replied, too bad. I was thinking you had nothing against it. I banged it out with 6 other men last week. What the fucking hell? He asked me if I thought about open relationships. I told him I didn't feel good about it. And then he said he banged it out with 6 other men last week. So he's the 7th man, 7 men banging it out in like some weird circle. Just one guy leads into the other and they make a circle out of 7. Bangaroo. Guys, get the motion, the ocean of the motion of the you know. You guys know what we're talking about. 6 other men. He said it was like you tell someone they took a last cookie out of the jar. The only thing I could reply was, please pack your things and leave. I will get tested for STDs tomorrow and you will pay for it. After that, I don't want to see you ever again. Number 19, he bought her a ring. She posted it on Facebook and tagged him. I questioned him about it and he said they were just friends. Okay, anyway, she danced. I could do this all day, but it's not really that good. Some of them were funny. Not enough to do the whole thing. There's 30 more, guys. 30 more. Anyway, you know. Bottom line is this, if you're going to get married, be respectful and have some integrity for the sanctity of marriage. What are we talking about here? Adele drops baby announcement. She looks different. She lost a lot of weight. Wow. Look at those freaking fingernails. You could stab a dude with that. Murderer. Adele's murderer. She's being on trial. Iranian president, we did that one. He died. Helicopter crash. We think he was taken out. By we, I mean the royal we, right? Woman claims Atlantic City Casino is refusing to pay out a $1.2 million jackpot win. We got to read that one. Scumbags in New York. Yeah, New Jersey. All right, here we go. She claimed Atlantic City woman, New Jersey, slot machine malfunctioned. I don't know how that reads, the malfunctioning slot machine. You know, you put a quarter and you automatically win, like everyone's a winner. A woman from New Jersey claimed that the casino refused to pay a $1.2 million jackpot. Ronnie Beal, 72, claims she won her first big jackpot in February while playing a Wheel of Fortune slot machine at Bally's Casino. It went off. Says you're a winner. Gold coins popped out, the whole shebang. And then the very nice guy said, oh my God, you hit it. You hit it. And she said, you're a millionaire. So the lady's all pumped because she just won millions. It came through, 1.2 mil. But after using a button to call for help, a tilt message appeared, suggesting that the machine had experienced an issue. Beal said an employee of the casino quickly appeared on the scene and told her that she had won nothing and that the machine had suffered a malfunction known as a real tilt, which said she avoided the win. What the hell is a real tilt? Mike DeCroce says the total jackpot figure would have been $2.56 million for Beal. She had a multiplier, by the way. They're preparing a legal complaint against Bally's Casino. Let's see, I got to figure out what the hell this thing is about a real tilt. Complaints against casinos run into the thousands every year. Gambling complaints against 8,044 complaints. Disputes, gamblers, casinos. 2,267 of the complaints were resolved, with just over $9 million returned to the rightful owners. However, more than 100 million people visited U.S. casinos in 2023. In 2000, a man claimed he won $1.3 million from Harrah's Casino, in New Orleans, but the Wheel of Fortune machine had been playing also indicated a real tilt malfunction. IGT website says the Wheel of Fortune slot machines, which it calls the millionaire maker, have created more than 1,180 millionaires with over 3.5 billion in jackpot prizes. But like, what is this real tilt garbage? Wheel of Fortune. Let's see if it comes up. We're looking this up in real time. Come on, dude. Let's see if we can get any answer. Designated reel is misaligned or malfunctioning. Rail reel is not unplugged. Switched connectors from one reel to another. Determined error follows change of connectors. I don't know. Clearing a slot machine reel tilt. Let's look at it. We're going to watch it.
Okay, so one of the most common errors that come up on a machine is a general reel tilt. And that usually happens by either somebody opening the door during play or when the reels are spinning and it hits something, it'll do a reel tilt. So let me show you how to clear that. So you're playing the machine. Oh, somebody opens the door and you've got a reel tilt like that. You put your reset key in the side over here. Turn it. It stops the reels. Your button down here on your main board. It's a white button. Press and hold that for like 2 seconds.
Reset.
Let go.
So how do you explain?
This should set right back up. And I apologize for the videography.
What I don't understand is this. If the story's correct, which I'd hope it is correct, she won, money came out, and then it hit real tilt after. So to me, that would mean all that money's flying out of the machine. Something gets knocked off, you know what I mean? All of a sudden it's like real tilt, but the money came out. She already won. Then the wheel tilt. Real tilt. I don't know. You guys have to tell me what you think. I think she won. I think this is just a casino standard. Casino trying to screw over the system, you know? Anyway, I think that's enough in the news, guys. I got enough news on me. That's it. I don't think there's anything else worthwhile here. How can Biden save America from Trump's return to the White House? Drop out of the race. Oh my goodness, this is what's going on, guys. I told you we talked about this for a while, and I don't want to get into it deep, but something's going to happen, and maybe this is the debate that's coming up where he's going to get completely demolished by a guy who could still speak. And he needs a teleprompter, he needs an earpiece, he can't even use words, he shuffles. He's really, really far along, guys. This is bad. When you start shuffling, it's over, you know? They talked about that when the former guy was in office. Can't even say names because the persecution. When the former president was in office, I remember, oh, he's mentally unfit, and he shuffled. It's like, shuffle? This dude's been doing this since before he was in office. I mean, I did 37 episodes of the Donald Trump show, which flayed this guy, and no one saw it. And everything came true, I said. Every single thing I did came true. Not even a joke. And it was all comedy. The intention was to be as outrageous as possible, creating comedy, face swap comedy. But everything I created comedy about came true. Like, I joked and said, oh, we got to strike fear into everybody so they believe that they need it. Remember our new mantra, we all need black scenes, you know? And like that was of a mantra at the end of one of the episodes. And it's like, it was all comedy, but then it came true. And I'm like, wait a second, why isn't anybody seeing these episodes? Because this is the fucking playbook, man. I actually created the playbook as the Donald Trump show. It's on YouTube. It's a movie, it's called The Roast of Joe Biden, I think. The full freaking playbook. It's right there. They followed the Donald Trump show and like made it reality. I was like, what the? The only thing I didn't see was Dr. Evil. I was like waiting for Dr. Evil to show up because everything else I came up with came true. Of course, no Dr. Evil. I'm here taking over the world with Bill Gates. Dr. Evil. That's Bill Gates. When Bill Gates shows up and I start doing the Bill Gates impression, it's a wrap, you know? Remember, if we do a great job with vaccine, we can reduce the population by 15% in the next 5 years. Really? We're going to do that? Of course we're going to do that. Dr. Evil, I'm taking over. And remember, guys, Dr. Evil is just borderline Dr. Jordan Peterson, right? You're all of a sudden in it. You know, you're doing doctor, and then all of a sudden you're Jordan Peterson. I'm on a red meat diet. Dr. Evil. No, Dr. Jordan Peterson. We have a problem. No? Anyway, just being a goofball. That's what we do here, guys. That's what we do here. Huh? What? My Aunt Judy told me I should read a teleprompter. And then I pooped a triple diaper. Gosh almighty, that guy's the best. Give him 4 more years. Pooping in a diaper and being told what to say and do. That's a good thing. We want a guy who's controlled by other people that we don't trust because they're totally corrupt and scumbags. You know. But remember, guys, if you woke up today and you feel like a zebra, you're a zebra now. I love that about 2024. That like whatever you feel like, you could just be it. You know, you're there. Oh, you don't. You feel like you're identifying. Go, just do it. You know. I'm still waiting for my first giraffe. You know, identify as a giraffe, so I can go and pat him on the back. Can you get me that book up at the top shelf with your stupid neck? You dumb giraffe neck. I can't wait to just rip on the first giraffe. You know, a human giraffe. We caught a zebra last week. That was a good one. Remember that, guys? First zebra. Mm-hmm. That one was offended, though, because he didn't have his stripes yet. He felt like he was, and he just needed his stripes. So he took out some permanent marker, made some zebra stripes in that dummy, you know, walking around. I'm a zebra. You are now. Stripes, you know. Remember Stripes gum? This guy woke up, he was like, I think I'm the spokesperson of Stripes gum. You're just missing your stripes, dummy. Here you go, I'll help you with it. I got this permanent marker you can't ever get tattooed on you. We're tattooing them. Your zebra stripes. Oh, goodness. When we start spotting the guy who's a giraffe and putting spots all over him, yellow spots, that's going to be a day. Hi, Renee. No, I didn't see an email. I'll have to look back and see. Anyway, so that's what we got going on in the world, guys. Just a little bit of silliness, you know. You could be whatever you want. You just have to go with it and then demand to be affirmed, you know. And then be offended by anybody who sees reality and then doesn't follow your insanity. That's offensive. That's offensive. If you're not just like following common sense, common sense is offensive in 2024, okay? We don't do that. We don't go out there and like do what you expect, Bausch and Lomb style. Bausch and Lomb is like so 1990s, you know, when people got the truth. Now it's like left is right, up is down, you know, Twilight Zone. If you're not into the Twilight Zone, like Rod Serling it, you know, you could look at him up. Rod Serling. You're on a trip through time, you know? And all of a sudden you realize, yeah, we are in an episode, aren't we? We are the episode of the Twilight Zone. I'm just waiting for the freaking sun to start coming towards the earth. Remember that episode where all of a sudden it's getting really hot here and we can't let the sun, it's on its way to just burn the planet. That's what I'd say is like the one thing we're missing in this Twilight Zone episode. We have all the other stuff. You know, you could be whatever the hell you want. You know, truth is offensive and lies are like completely like adopted and appreciated. You know, everybody's like, yay! Not stop the lie, let's envelop the lie. And if you're somebody, by the way, who is who's like phobic of falsehoods, like me, you're done, dude. You can't be phobic of falsehoods in 2024. You have to allow everybody to be insane. When I was a kid, people would be dumb and do stupid things. You'd be like, all right, go do you, dude. Just don't get up with a megaphone and tell everybody else they should join your stupid party. Nobody wants to be at that party. A couple people do. Let them go. Let them go. Don't talk to my kids. All right. You get a bang, biggity, boo. You're talking to my kids. All right. Let my kids be confused and figure things out over a 20-year period. All right. It's like my favorite thing to remind everybody. Did you know who you were when you were 14? Did you know who the hell you were when you were 16? Absolutely not. Nobody knows who the hell they are. We're all just figuring it out in real time. So allow that to happen, because every human is so amazing and they go through this journey, and you don't want to be the influence that pushes them down the wrong road. And you may think you want to be that influence. You want to bring people into your freaking cult. But at the end of the day, there's a reckoning when this is all over. You know, and I think I see people not only ending their bloodlines, but I feel like they're ending their potential for anything beyond. You know, when you're living in evil like this and perpetuating it by generation, you know, I mean, this is why we see what we see. This is why we talk about how the good in the world is persecuted, because the evil is so strong and they have so many people on their team. It's hard to fight it. And even when you fight it, if they don't let you build in order to grow to fight it as a community, they are just so successful at what they do. They are so successful at it. I can't even explain how successful. I think they're so successful that the only way for me is that I stop this and I go outside with my guitar and I start playing in front of people. That's the only way that I could ever be seen or found. Because I'm pretty sure if you push play on any of these songs I've been releasing lately, you'd be like, yeah, this should be out there. And it's not just lately. There's 209 songs. They're all powerful songs. So at the end of the day, if you can, subscribe, turn on all notifications. Make sure you head over to Spotify, and please follow me on Spotify and listen to a song or two over there. There's 209 songs. Nobody freaking listens to my music on Spotify. It's freaking mental to me. By nobody, I mean like, it's like 11 guys, fucking like 11 people, something like that, okay? 209 songs. And they'll force these people on you that put one album out, and that's it. And then they get millions of listens for this one album. There's no creativity in this world. You got I think this is the most creative show on earth. Every day I write a song. It may be crap, but I'm writing a song every day. And then I'm releasing those songs on iTunes. And then the people who are here for them are actually listening to them on iTunes and like, holy cow, I was there for that song being created live in the moment. So if you can, just support art. This is an artistic show. This isn't like a talk show. This is a live creation show. Every day I'm doing something, celebrity impressions, I'm writing songs for you. We're trying to just break away from the negativity, but it's all artwork. This is art. This is the purest form of art. Because I don't have a script. So I'm forced to consistently and continually communicate you some sort of entertainment value. And I don't know if I'm successful at it, because honestly, I've never been able to get a large enough group to say, hey, I like this, or I like that, or I don't like this, I don't like that. But I show up here every day and I just let this moment take me in a direction. So I thank you for being here with me while I did that again today. If you guys also can keep me in mind for real estate, anything you need to do, buy, sell, if you want some advice, reach out to me. You can DM me at mp@markpires.com, and should be back later on for hopefully an early show and take out that guitar for a minute. In fact, actually, I'm just going to quickly, before ending here, I'm going to play you guys one song, because I do want this show morning and night to be kind of the same, where there's some news and then there's music and comedy every night. So let me play you one of my newest songs here. I just like this song. Let the good times roll. We got Tomorrow's a New Day. I just released this one 2 days ago on YouTube. If you guys can go and listen to it and share it, I really appreciate it. This is it.
bigger than your appetite. Let's face it, it ain't getting easier. No matter how you dice it, it's getting crazier every day. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Erase it. All the negative feelings you're holding inside. So put the problems of the day behind you. Let it all seep down like the rainfall. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day.
I gave you guys a link to that just now if you want to support and watch that again or listen to that again. It's a cool song. Everything you heard was created, written, looped live in the moment. There was nothing and then there was that. And that's happened 209 times. So if you want to see or just listen into something, a moment, a real moment that took place 209 times, go to Spotify or iTunes and just type in Mark Pires. not MarkinsPires. If you type that in, you're going to get the podcast, which is fine. You can listen to that as well, where there's tons of music every day. I try to drop as much stuff on the Spotify podcast as I can, so please subscribe to that as well. But for music, just type Mark Pires in, take the INS out, just type Mark Pires, and just push play. 16 albums. I'm putting a new album out. It has to come out. This song you just heard will be on it, as well as many others. I mean, I got 4 or 5 albums we have to put out still that are ready. Like, all the songs have been released here on YouTube. I just haven't put the albums yet. So 209 live looper. Kill it and grill it. Made in the USA, that's right. Everything that I create here, even the instruments, you know, I got this new thought where I want to have all instruments around me that I built when I play out at a show now. So it's not going to be like I'm playing a Gibson guitar or a Fender. I'll be playing a Mark Pires guitar, a Mark Pires mandolin, a Mark Pires amplifier, and the beat seat. The only drum in the world I invented and patented, I have a patent on that drum, is made of flame maple as well. So I want to just all around me the most ridiculous instruments, but I hand built each one, and I hope they sound as good as my Gibson and my Fender. I don't think they will, but I hope they do. Actually, I don't know. I have no idea how you get a sound that they get. I think it's just, I really think it's just the pickups. So once I build out the guitar I'm going to build out, I think I throw these pickups in there and it's going to be like ready to roll. But we'll see. You never really know until we do it. Right now I'm still trying to get this mandolin back here to play. I can't even get it to play right now. It's like, I broke the nut. I have to buy a nut. I keep building it out of different things. So I'm like, okay, this is a hard enough wood, and every time I tighten up those strings, it just snaps that freaking thing. So, I don't know. I have to build a nut, or keep trying to build them. They're not working. So, next step, I guess, is to buy a nut at a plastic nut and just call it a day. And hopefully we can get to play. Just start sanding down freaking frets. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I need a real luthier now to take my instrument I built and then be like, yeah, here you go. Here's the butter that you're looking for. And then we'll be like, yeah, I'm just a guy who can freaking write. And I just am now building things on the show on YouTube. I call it Mark Has Wood. It's a new channel. You can subscribe to that as well. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here with me. Let me see who's on so I can say thank you for the time you spent with me this morning. Barella, my friend. Hilly Billy in the house. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Hilly, he provides awesome content, wholesome content, connecting, and lots of Bible reading. So if you're and prayers, if you're looking for that stuff, head over there. This is my brother. Kill it and grill it in the house. S. Coop, so happy to see you here. I think S. Coop has the day off today, so we're very thankful to have her with us. And Virginia, of course, in the house with me. You rock. But guys, I can't thank you enough for kicking it. Let me see who's on TikTok with us. Sky, Stars, Moon, and Wakey. Good to see you. It's been a bit. Guys, another successful and insane show here on the MarkinsPires channel. Of course, we'll be back later when we do it all over again. So if you can, leave a comment after. Subscribe, turn on all notifications, or push play on a freaking music like playlist or something. 4,500 pieces of content for you to connect with. I will see you guys later for part 2 of the 1967th day in a row of MarkinsPires. Maybe live from the office too for some. You got to go away. Later. Joanne.